Kia ora everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alana and I'm the owner of a small business called ethēra based here in Christchurch, New Zealand, which I started last year in 2025. On this channel, I'm talking about my journey and my experience of starting a business from the ground up. So right now I'm uploading almost weekly videos talking about things that have happened over the week, some of the wins and some of the challenges that I'm encountering, and anything else that comes up which is relevant within the week. I didn't post last week because things have been pretty busy and chaotic in the lead up to the expo, which I'm doing in March. So let's get started into what ethēra has been up to between mid to end of February 2026. So my biggest focus in these past 2 weeks has by far been the upcoming expo. It's going to be the largest event / trade fair that ethēra has done so far. So I basically had to start everything from scratch, working on things like the display units and how the shelving is going to set up, planning how I want everything to look, how to display the products, designing and producing signage for the products. I want the display to be eye-catching and show-stopping and enticing. I want to bring people in. My goals for this upcoming expo are obviously to make enough sales to cover my expenses in being there, but also to cover my time and my partner's time, who's kindly going to come help me at the expo as well. But I also need to walk away with enough profit to cover my expenses for the next large event that I'll be doing. Another goal that I have for the upcoming expo is to generate as much brand awareness as possible during those days and generate leads for potential customers. So these are people who might not be ready to buy on the day, but later on might think, oh, so-and-so's birthday is coming up. We saw this really cool company at the expo doing natural perfumes and candles and these really cool gift sets. Let's get something from them. So that's another goal for the expo. And to meet my goals for the expo, I've basically made a 2-scale model of my site and planned out exactly what shelving I'm going to use, what display, what the tables are going to look like, what's going to fit in my site, which is key, where everything is going to go, what signage I'm going to use. I've designed and printed some signage this week. My partner has amazingly been building units, which I'm going to use at the expo. And I've been working with him on the design and changing things on the go. But I've also been planning and strategizing on ways that I can get potential customers to my stall. How can I attract people so that I can start talking to them and potentially making a customer out of them? And so one of the ideas which I had, which I was speaking to with my business mentor, was to do a prize giveaway at the expo. And I thought that I wanted it to be something that really stands out, something that's eye-catching, something that feels really unique, something that you can't just buy off a shelf, a one-of-a-kind piece. And one of the thoughts that I had was that it would be a really cool thing to find a really interesting decorative bowl and make a giant candle in this bowl. So that's another thing that I've been working on this week, was trying to source something which is really cool, something that is in keeping with the ethēra brand, and something that is going to be absolutely show-stopping and that everyone is going to want, and everyone's going to want to sign up for my prize giveaway. Win number 1 for the week. Let's jump into the wins and the challenges of these past 2 weeks, let's say. First win of the week is online sales have had a really small but an important uptick. I've had 5 organic sales this month through the website, which might not sound like a lot, but compared to January, where I had a big fat 0, that's an uptick. That's movement, and it feels so good. One of these orders used the promo code, so I know that there's someone that I met at a market. It's the promo code that I hand out on the back of my business cards at market. Another person is a return customer. So yeah, it's just having these sales is just really validating, and it's one of my measures of success for ethēra. The next win is that I've had a couple of really good markets. I've had a couple of really good weekends, which has given me some much needed cash flow to buy the materials and some of the ingredients that I still need to make enough product for the upcoming expo. It's been really good. I'm really grateful for it. Markets can be incredibly long days. They can be incredibly hard days. You're working outside in the elements, working with nature. It also means time away from my family on weekends, but it is my main source of income at this point in time until the website or other income sources start picking up. And I'm incredibly grateful to have had some good weekends and some cash flow coming in. One thing that I think has made a really big difference at these markets, and why I think I've made more money at these markets than in January, although January is also a really difficult month post-Christmas, I think one big difference has been the signage that I've been using. So me and my partner have built some signs which were intended to be used at the expo, and I'm still going to use them at the expo, but I've also been taking them with me to the markets, and I think they've made a huge difference. So particularly one sign that I'm talking about is it's just an A-frame blackboard sign. It's just a piece of wood that is painted in blackboard chalk paint that I place in front of my stall, and it just says soaps, natural perfumes, candles, bath salts, massage bars, and more, with an arrow pointing to my stall. And I think it makes me stand out. It makes me visible in SEO stalls. It makes me visible before people even get to me. As they're walking down an aisle full of stalls on either side, they can see me. They know what to expect before they've even arrived at my stall. And I think that's made a big difference. Another win and loss for the week. So it's a high and a low. This is communication with retailers. One of the things that I've been working really hard on in these past weeks is trying to build communication with some retailers to stock my product in a wholesale agreement. And unfortunately, at the start of the week, I did get some bad news from a couple of the retailers who have decided not to proceed at this point in time. One didn't really give me a solid reason why, but the other one has said that they're just not moving forward with me because the type of product that I'm selling hasn't been moving in their retail stores sufficient to merit bringing in another brand. But they did say that they're not proceeding right now, but they will let me know if things change in the future. So we'll see. There's also a third retailer that I'm in contact with, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So communication is still open, so that's positive. I'm just waiting. My plan is, if I have time next week in between all of the expo related stuff, I really want to start opening communication channels with a couple more retailers to see what happens. My main focus this week is going to be the upcoming expo, but this is a spare if I find some time task, and it's an important task. Another challenge for the week has been cash flow. As always, this is my major issue right now. The business is still very new. People still don't know me yet. So even though the sales have been increasing slightly, the expenses with the upcoming expo are ramping up. Everything from inventory, display materials, printing of signage, packaging, it all adds up. Although I have seen an uptick in sales compared to January, I'm very aware that winter is approaching in the Southern Hemisphere, and my income and the markets right now are incredibly weather dependent. So moving forward, as we start approaching winter, it's going to be really critical for my business to have some stuff being sold in retailers in some kind of a wholesale agreement format. So overall, these past 2 weeks have been a lot of preparation and a lot of planning for the upcoming expo, and that is going to continue into the weeks to come, as the expo is sometime mid-March. Obviously, I've had an uptick in sales both online as well as in market. I think it's been a combination of some of the better weather, but also generally after spending all their money over Christmas, people don't have enough money to spend, and now things have started like easing up again, so people are spending some money again. So, you know, and I'm doing better markets, I'm being recognized more, I'm getting repeat customers. So those things combined means that my sales have had a positive uptick. And another thing that's happened these past few weeks is signs of online growth, which together with returning customers as well as all of the positive feedback that I'm getting at the markets is huge, really important. This is slow momentum, and it's not enough to sustain myself at this point, and ethēra is still in the red at this point. But it's momentum, it's positive, and I can see ethēra moving forward. So if you're running a small business or thinking about starting one, I hope this makes you feel a little bit less alone in your journey. And if you're interested in watching someone else build a small business from the ground up, please subscribe and keep watching. I appreciate you being here on this journey with me so much. I'll continue trying to share the behind the scenes as we head closer and closer to the expo, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!